ပတ်ဝန်းကျင်နယ်မြေဆိုပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့သတ်မှတ်ထားပါတယ်အဲ့တော့မြောက်ဖက်စွန်းရွာဖြစ်တဲ့တဟွန်တန်းတို့တအွန်တန်းတို့ကူဘာမဒင်းတို့မှာတိဘက်လူမျိုးတွေနေပြီးတော့ကြံကြေးပါတွေမှာဆိုရင်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ရဝမ်လူမျိုးတွေနေတယ်အဲ့ဒီမှာပဲထရုံတိုင်းရင်းသားဆိုတဲ့ဒါဒီမှာရှားပါမျိုးနွယ်ဖြစ်သွားပါပြီထရုံလူမျိုးနေထိုင်ကြပါတယ်ဆိုတော့သူတို့နေထိုင်တာနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့သူတို့တွေကဆိုရင်သဘာဝတောကိုပဲမှီပြီးနေထိုင်ကြတယ်ဒီလိုထိမ့်မှလည်းအေယာဝတီမြေကြီးအဖြစ်ရေရှည်တည်တံ့နိုင်မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့တော့ခခဘူရာစီဥယျာဉ်ဒေသအဖြစ်ကျက်စားတဲ့သတ္တဝါတွေဇီဝမျိုးစုံမျိုးကွဲတွေရှားပါတဲ့တိရစ္ဆာန်တွေအပင်တွေပြီးသွားရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီတတော်တွေပြီးသွားရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီအေယာဝတီမြေပြားခံတဲ့ headwaters ခေါ်တဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီပြားခံရဒေသတွေထိန်းသိမ်းဖို့အဲ့ဒီဟာတွေအတွက်ကိုကျွန်တော်တို့အဓိကထားပြီးတော့ခခဘူရာစီ National Park ကိုကျွန်တော်တို့
ဒီခကာဘူရာစီအမျိုးသားဥယျာဉ်ကြီးอ่ะဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ရောက်ခဲ့တဲ့အချိန်မှာပေါ့နော်တကယ်ဟိုအရန်လှပြီးတော့တကယ်တစ်တောတွေနော်တောတောင်ရေမြေတဘာဝဒီအကုန်လုံးကတကယ်တဘာဝအတိုင်းပဲပေါ့နော်ဟိုမပျက်စီးသေးပဲနဲ့လှပပယူရှိနေသေးတယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ပုံမှန်လူသွားလန်းတတာလေးလေးပဲရှိတယ်ဆိုကျွန်တော်တို့ခက်ကိုသွားရတယ်လူတွေလည်းတအားကိုပြင်ပန်းကြတယ်
We're still 7 days from base camp. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the toughest hikes to a climb I've ever done in my life. Probably the toughest. There's no relief. The trails are wet, slippery, side hilly. They don't really resemble trails, to be totally honest.
It's like everything out here is kind of out to get you or something. Bugs, bees, leeches, vipers, you name it. I think everybody's feet are really hurting.
ကျွန်တော်တို့အဲ့လိုနဲ့ရှောင်းနေကျွန်တော်တို့ပနန်းနဲ့အပေါ်ပိုင်းလေးရောက်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့
Ooh, blister. Nice.
Nice and soggy.
ဒီပူတာဝါနေကျွန်တော်တို့တဟောင်းနဲ့နောက်ဆုံးရွာထိရတော့
Getting ready to walk after lunch.
I think that honestly was the longest 3 miles I've ever hiked.
Pretty brutal travel overall. There's a lot of up and down, a lot of mud, really thick jungle. I think I'm going to be really excited when we actually get into the mountains and get away from the bugs and get up into cooler temperatures.
The last 2 weeks in the jungle have definitely been some of the hardest travel days of my life. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly.
We're not သွားတဲ့အချိန်မှာတယောက်နဲ့တယောက်နဲ့ပေါ့လို့ပေါ့နော်ကူညီဖေးဖေးမမနဲ့အားလုံးစီးစီးလုံးညီညီအားလုံးသွားကြတာအားလုံးသွားကြတဲ့အချိန်မှာဒီလိုအခက်အခဲတွေအမောပန်းတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ချင်းပေါ့နော်တငယ်ချင်းချင်းဒီမှာသွားတဲ့လူချင်းပေါ့နော်နောက်ဟဲ့ပြောင်းရင်အကုန်လုံးပေါ့နော်အားလုံးအခက်အခဲအကုန်လုံးပေါ့နော်ဒီလိုမျိုးပင်မနဲ့ဒဏ်တွေနော်ဒီချော်လဲလို့ပုံးပဲဒဏ်တွေပေါ့နော်စိတ်ထဲမှာခံစားရတဲ့ဥစ္စာတွေပါညာအကုန်လုံးကိုပေါ့နော်အားလုံးကစီစီလုံးလုံးရှိတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့
Is that any fever? Anything?
Nah, I'm going a little crazy though.
But we're getting closer, which is good. And if any luck, we'll be there in 7 days. That's just a base camp. We still gotta climb the peak.
The journey through the national park, despite its hardships, was incredible. Experiencing the pristine wilderness and being among the first Westerners to experience a culture largely unchanged was worth the struggles. After 11 tough days on the trail, the team was more than ready to finally arrive at the last village.
ရောက်ဖို့တော့မှ17ရက်ခီးပူတာဝါနေလမ်းလျှောက်တယ်ဆိုပူတာဝါအဲ့တဟောင်းနှန်းကနေမှ base camp ကိုကျွန်တော်တို့နောက်
ထက်
Yes, let's village.
Made it here.
After how many miles?
150 miles.
When the team arrived into Hundam, the entire village came out to greet them. Being the northernmost village in Myanmar, people have a strong Tibetan heritage. The villagers were friendly and welcomed them into their homes.
We're at the last village and we're doing a little repacking, kind of organizing our stuff, getting everything ready for base camp, going through the food, and we're just making sure everything's ready to go for the last 4 days, all the way to base camp.
None of us have seen the mountain yet. I think we're all anxiously awaiting seeing it.
We've been hiking for about 150 miles through the jungle. We've already been challenged just to get here, so it would be nice to feel like once we're here, we can actually climb the mountain. But I don't know that we can. So it's a little daunting to think about the climb right now, and I have no idea what it's going to look like. We have some satellite photos, but we're going to have to get there and see what's happening.
The terrain beyond the last village was unique. The vegetation changed dramatically, and it was mossy and lush like the Pacific Northwest. The relentless jungle trails and the uncertainty of the route ahead wore down the group. Their bodies were tired, and even though the few days spent at the last village boosted morale, the toughest part of their journey still lay ahead.
Last night of jungle camping. Base camp.
We finally have a clear day and we're up in the mountains and we can actually see the peaks for the first time.
The hike up to base camp was pretty epic. It had some treacherous moments. You could see that there's a lot of avalanche activity around here, some ice tunnels that the river traveled through.
It was awesome to roll into base camp today and get our first real views of the peaks above us. And it was such a relief to get here after weeks on the trail and be welcomed by this incredible alpine Shangri-La.
We got the teepee set up and we got our little stove going.
Teepee sounded luxurious, only to find out that the teepee is a very leaky environment.
Most of it's wet, more wet than the manufacturer suggests.
You know, we've done the best we can, but really the only way we're going to know what we've got is to get up there and see what's going on. Coming up this thing, this is the ridge, this is the flat spot, that's the peak. I just don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm excited to check it out.
The terrain above base camp was a complete unknown. It will almost certainly involve thousands of feet of climbing and descending just to reach their final advanced base camp.
Over the last 6 days, getting to high camp it's been pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie, the loads have been heavy.
We are carrying loads to our next camp.
We moved up to what we thought would be our advanced base camp yesterday with the intent to follow the ridge because it's the most direct path to the summit. But between there being no water here and the rock quality being really poor, I think we're gonna have to change our focus. We have not seen our objective yet. I think the weather is going to be probably the crux. Really no clearing, but maybe an hour in the morning tops.
We had a little sunny spell this morning, the first in 2 weeks.
We got about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of sunshine today, and it was honestly the highlight of the trip. It changed the mood of everybody.
Got to dry some of our gear out, which really boosted our morale quite a bit.
Actually, today's been a really good day. Starting to get some sun, although it is threatening now.
Wish I had some suspenders, losing some weight here. Screw Subway, just come to the Himalaya.
First look at Gamlang Razi. Just got up here, 16,000 feet. It's a pretty crappy rock up to this point. This is the kind of stuff we're dealing with. It's going to be technical for sure. A little less excited about the ridge and a little bit more excited about snow and ice. And there's some big hanging glaciers and seracs and stuff. There's one kind of right there, just on the edge of the cloud. Pretty big hanger serac that would be tough to get around.
We saw the mountain for the first time today, which was super awesome to see.
Our route's directly above us. It looks pretty promising.
And we found a perfect spot right here at the base of our route. We just have a few days here and looking for a good weather window to get to the top.
We pulled the team together and had a little discussion with the Burmese climbers, just again reiterating the fact that it was going to be a big day.
Winco's put a ton of energy and effort into this climb, and throughout the trek been trying to coach him on different ways to move efficiently, emphasizing to him that we do need to see faster paces up higher on the mountain.
We're all feeling a little anxious to climb this thing, hoping the weather settles down for us. There's a chance we might get some sun in the next week, or we'll climb this thing in the rain, one of the two.
So tomorrow we're gonna wake up early and give it a shot, see what we can do.
အဲ့လိုလည်းမရတဲ့အတူတူကျွန်တော်2နာရီခွဲထားပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်ရင်နွေးကြူတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့အတူတူပူလေးပေါ့နော်
Feeling pretty good. The weather's great. Had a little bit of light snow. Left camp at 4. Light breeze, but God, overall feels pretty good. Cruising dry glacier and ready to move up through this jungle tension zone and see what's up.
ဒီနေ့ကျရင်စပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့ညမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ prep ပုံနေစပြီးတော့ prep ပုံနေစသုံးတယ် IH တွေသုံးတယ်သုံးပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော် routine တွေခွဲပြီးတော့တောင်ထိပ်ကိုဆက်တက်တယ်ဆိုကျွန်တော်ကတော့ routine A ပေါ့
We roped up and we headed through the lower crevasse field. We started to run into problems with Winco, with his footing, with his ISAX work. You know, we had to, as a rope team, make a very difficult choice for the safety and the speed of the group to turn him around. It was hard.
We're hanging out 18,000 feet in a ping pong ball and hoping we can find the route.
So we close to the summit, maybe 1,200 feet or 1,500 feet.
ဆိုဒီလိုနဲ့ပဲကျွန်တော်ခက်ခက်ခဲခဲတက်တယ်ချွတ်နေရတယ်ဆိုလမ်းကိုအရှိဆဲပြီးကိုမမြင်အောင်မမြင်ရမယ်လေ
At about 18,000 feet, the sun poked out enough so we could start to see enough little features that we knew we needed to turn up a particular slope and head for the summit ridge.
We just finished kind of a techie section, get laid on the Andy, getting up to a little wind scoop here. It's nice and protected. Gonna eat and keep rolling.
Pretty amazing to already even be this far. So hopefully in another hour or so we'll be on top.
Yeah, almost to the top. Gamlang Razi.
Had about 500 feet to go to hit the summit. We're psyched!
The final summit kind of cone ridge area was exciting because we had to hit this one ridge and kind of cheval across the ridge for a couple of moves. It was pretty exciting to take the lead at the last bit and actually climb all the way up and stand on the summit and just feel like, it's hard to describe, but just to stand on that summit for the first time after having planned a trip for 2 years is just an amazing feeling.
Holy cow.
Nice work, Molly.
I did not know this moment would come.
Yeah, man! Nice work! We did it! Chris! Give it up, dude! Yes!
When we topped out on the summit, and it was pretty amazing. It was a very proud moment for me.
ကျွန်တော်ကမြန်မာလူမျိုးတစ်ယောက်အနေနဲ့ပထမအောင်ဆုံးဒီကလန်ရာစီကိုခြေချခွင့်ရတဲ့တအားလဲပျော်တယ်တအားလဲဂုဏ်ယူတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်စိတ်ထဲမှာကျွန်တော်အရင်
When Popin got to the summit and he was so excited.
He's on here, but moving it to foundation. Okay, who did that? ကျွန်တော်တောင်ထိပ်ကိုရောက်သွားတော့တောင်ထိပ်မှာကိုဗမာဆိုလို့ကိုတယောက်တည်းပဲရှိရဲဆိုကိုတငယ်ချင်းဖြစ်တဲ့ဝင်းကလည်းပြန်လှည့်သွားတော့ကျွန်တော်တအားလဲဝမ်းနေတယ်တအားလဲစိတ်မကောင်းဖြစ်တယ်တောင်ထိပ်မှာနောက်ဆုံးကျွန်တော်သူ့နာမည်တော့အကျေးအော်ခေါ်လိုက်တယ်ကိုရင်းကျွန်တော်ရအောင်လုပ်လိုက်ပြီ
When he got up there and definitely made me feel very emotional about the climb and the work and the teamwork that we'd put in to make it happen.
team အတွက် team အောင်မြင်ဖို့ပေါ့နော်ကျွန်တော်အဲ့ချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်ဆုံးဖြတ်ချက်ကအဲ့ဒါပါ team
He had a lot of hopes in coming into this, and he worked really hard to be here. And so turning him around was a really, really tough call. As much as we all hoped he would succeed, it just wasn't in the cards.
Back! Everybody's in, Winco. Hello. I'm sorry, buddy. Nice work out here.
We got into camp and Winco was waiting. We had a good hug, and you know he was full of emotion. You know, I think he was really proud of us.
ဆိုတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်လို့ကျွန်တော်နှလုံးသားထဲမှာ team ဆိုတဲ့စိတ်ဓာတ်ကိုထည့်ပြီးတော့ဟောနော်ကျွန်တော်ဆင်းခဲ့တာပါ
I think that's the hardest part of mountaineering is not making the top sometimes.
Reaching the summit of Gamlang Razi was difficult. The team had no prior knowledge of the route. They had to travel through technical steep ice and snow sections with significant exposure below. There was objective hazards such as seracs, and the team had to navigate difficult icefall in less than ideal weather conditions. After their ascent of Gamlang Razi, the team had to retrace their difficult trek through the jungle. By the time they reached the national park border town Panam Din on their return, they had traveled close to 300 miles on foot and climbed a cumulative 85,000 vertical feet. They were exhausted.
At the request of the American Embassy, the Tu Foundation flew 2 helicopters to Panam Dim and picked up our team and flew us back to Putao. This saved us over 100 miles on the return and was an amazing way to end the expedition.
They were greeted with open arms and treated like heroes in the country.
Making a first ascent on a big peak is important to me, but more important than that is just the all-encompassing experience of this expedition. It's interacting with villagers, it's learning about a new culture, it's experiencing Myanmar and its people in a way that very few foreigners or Westerners have ever been able to do.